Our next category takes us to marketing platforms. Marketing platforms offer a personalized experience to shoppers using real-time targeting. Well, in fact, using marketing platforms, retailers and brands can leverage multiple data points to improve their digital marketing capabilities. Stephen Winnick moderates the session, which includes Shelfy's Richard Saffern and Michael Mitrani, Head of Digital and Innovation at Superfarm. Back to you, Stephen.
Thanks, Vin. Hey, Richard. Hey, Michael. How are you guys doing?
Hi, Stephen. Doing great.
Great. Yeah. That's great. So this is, this is an exciting topic for me. As we're seeing retail, online sales, outpacing in-store sales, now representing some say around 20 to 30% of total sales. This trend of online shopping has also been accelerated by, COVID and staying at home and browsing online and shopping online. Consumers, millennials and Gen Zers specifically, are increasingly opting for online shopping on their mobile devices as well. So that makes this session even more interesting because we've seen the conversion rate on mobile, 2 times worse than on the web. Marketplaces, retailers, and brands are still struggling to deliver that optimal experience for shoppers shopping on their mobile devices. So Shelfy, formerly SuperUp, they're offering a mobile shopping and advertising platform that's focusing on providing, contextualized and personalized shopping experiences from a mobile-first shopping experience. So without further ado, I'm going to pass over to Richard to tell you a bit more about Shelfy.
Thank you, Stephen. Okay. Okay, I'm pleased to present to you Shelfy.io. We are basically deploying a new omni-channel experience to help mobile consumers find the path to purchase and have a smooth and seamless experience. Our company was founded in 2015. We have over 30 employees, 15 of which are focused on Android development, as well as iPhone development. And we currently have over 1 million active users. As you mentioned, Stephen, we've seen that 60% of the world's buying population are millennials and Gen Zs, and they're mobile first. Some of them don't even own a computer. If we look at the old concept of how things are currently being done, there's many products being shown on the screen, trying to cram it in with a lot of product information. Shelfy comes in and we present a single product interface. We utilize different types of search options as far as scanning, voice, and text. And we can also create an experience that's individualized for the shopper. We set ourselves apart as we're not just an app with an amazing UI and UX, but we also provide a full platform as a service, which combines mobile commerce with digital marketing at the point of sale. If we can briefly discuss our digital media platform, we have opportunity where brands could finally influence the shopper during their purchase. It's not on Facebook when they're not even thinking about purchasing, they're spending time with their friends, and it's contextual. It's not an ad that I'll get that is for diapers and my youngest child is 16 years old. So we have 3 different modules. We have sponsored spots, where if I'm searching for diapers, Huggies could be the sponsor, and wherever diapers is shown, Huggies could be featured. We have barkers, which are shout out for the brands to promote their product, whether it's an upsell or resell as well. And the holy grail is the shoppable videos. I could decide as a shopper what I want to have for dinner, and I can look for a virtual recipe. And while I'm watching the recipe, I can order the ingredients needed for tonight's dinner, or I could utilize a how-to video seeing what the latest hairstyles are, and then I could buy all the brushes and combs needed to complete that. So we have an amazing UI and UX, and that's out in the front and it's open and everyone sees that. But the magic really happens in the back end. We have Shoppable Video Studio, which allows simple drop and drag, just like in the app. So marketing, digital marketers could manage this. They don't need techies to handle any of this type of back-end solutions. We have a campaign management, which allows the brands to participate in a real-time bidding platform to promote, like I gave the example of Huggies. And then we have an analytics dashboard. Data is key. The more data and the more understanding, the more we're able to personalize. And by having a single product interface, we're able to see exactly what the person's interested at an individual time, and then we're able to talk to them. So it's not like there's push notifications, which people see as intrusive. It's something where we're holding their hand through the path to purchase. The numbers speak for themselves. We see Kruidvat, which is the largest health and beauty in the Netherlands. And they just recently expanded our app into Belgium because of the satisfaction and increase in mobile revenue. And they're part of the Ask Watson Group, which is the largest health and beauty in the world. They started off with around 150,000 loyalty members. And once we implemented the mobile commerce, we've grown from their industry standards that they were seeing at 1.84% conversion. And we surpassed desktop at 4.10 to reach over 5.5%. We've seen a 30% increase in average order value, over a 400% increase in product impressions, more purchases in less time. And we've also seen a 60% increase in customer retention. And we all know how hard it is to get a new customer, but it's even harder to retain a current customer. And that's where we need stickiness. We need
Richard,
the app to upload.
Let's pause here because I think this is extremely interesting insights you're providing. I just want to flip it over to Michael here to get a retailer's perspective. So at Superfarm, what are you seeing in terms of shopping trends from how shoppers are engaging online? I'm curious both web versus mobile, what you're seeing, and then also in terms of digital marketing trends as well. And I'm curious if you can weave into any impact of COVID into this discussion.
Sure. So we've had our e-commerce solution for almost 3 years, 2.5 years, and basically since the beginning, we've seen the majority of the traffic coming from mobile. We've seen it already before in a previous e-commerce website that we had. But what was new for us is that conversions also came from mobile. So we see today 80% of the traffic coming from mobile for the web solution. I'm not talking about the native application. So 80% are coming from mobile, and around 60% of the conversions are also coming from mobile. So it's definitely a mobile-first experience for the users. This is how we think when we design new content and new elements within the website. And the only part that is missing for us is really the complement of the mobile native application, because we have a very strong mobile application that is used for the store experience and the in-store experience. We didn't have a native application until now, so we've actually connected with Shelfy, and we are in the process of the implementation for that solution. I can tell you also, the COVID, what we saw, basically being a drugstore, we were probably one of, the few businesses that stayed open. I mean, the drugstores and the supermarket that stayed open throughout the quarantine time. But still, obviously, you saw less people coming into the stores, and the online really, really grew much faster than anticipated. We basically overcame, the issues that we had, but the revenues, not the revenues, and conversion rates basically doubled. I mean, traffic went up by around 60%, and that really generated a new baseline for us that we still see coming after the COVID days are over, or almost over. So the effect is still there.
And Richard, just to, while we're talking about it, what impacts have you seen with engagement with Shelfy?
Well, with COVID, we've seen that there have been requests for quick implementation, and we've had to adapt. Originally, we were implementing between 8 and 10 weeks, and now our goal is to implement within 2 weeks. People want to get up and running. We've seen some retailers who don't even have e-commerce, and they are asking us to integrate into their ERP system so that they could get up and running very quickly. And globally, we've also seen different retailers affected by the local regulations. So for instance, in Belgium, they don't allow for store pickup. So it would just be home delivery. And many companies are having to adapt to this and truly understand what the omni-channel aspects are of e-commerce.
That's great. And Michael, as you're integrating Shelfy, so you're going to have that full omni-channel experience, all touch points with your customers. Can you just talk a bit more how you're planning to leverage those capabilities to provide personalized and contextualized experience, what that is going to look like once Shelfy is integrated?
So even now, I mean, since the beginning, I think Superfarm is known to do personalization. Since the credit card statement from 15 years ago to the membership clubs members, or afterwards for the personalized coupons that we already offer today on the mobile application and the website. And we try to generate as much as possible personalized content in terms of promotions or even banners and content throughout the website via different technologies and tools. We use different startups for that. Dynamic yield, for example, that is implemented on the website to generate recommendations for products. So we definitely look at personalization as a huge factor for us, definitely when looking at new tools. So one of the benefits that Shelfy had, outside the box is really have this personalization capabilities that we are looking for. So obviously it's not only about creating, because I could create myself probably in-house, an e-commerce solution on native. I did it with a mobile application for the store experience. I could probably do that for the e-commerce as well. But gaining the benefits of the personalization and the content management that Richard showed, especially for the content, how do you apply specific products to videos? How do you create personalization and monetize with your suppliers? That's something that it's probably hard to imitate. Besides the UX and UI, obviously, that are beautiful in my view, I think these capabilities are a major factor that made us choose them as a solution for the e-commerce for mobile.
Richard, I think that was a compliment.
Yes, thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate it.
All right, well, thank you, Richard. Thank you, Michael, for your time. This was great.
Sure.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you.